Lions are set to face the Chiefs in Week 2 of preseason. We're going to be going over the Lions Live Wires preview of the game. Now, the Detroit Lions, this is a very key game in terms of players to make the roster, in my opinion, as we are looking for a lot of things. So to start off, Hooker. Will Hooker play? I've not gotten any updates from Twitter. I'm going to keep looking here. This is 1 hour before game time when I'm recording this. And I've not heard any updates if we're playing Hooker, if we're playing Stars. I've not gotten any updates, so this video is just going to be off the fly, regardless of what happens down the line, what news comes out. But Hendon Hooker will play. I expect him to play. Don't know how much he'll play, but if he does play, this is a big game for him, in my opinion. I will fully expect the Lions to add a veteran quarterback this week. If we don't, I know we just added Jake Fromm, but he's not going to compete with Hooker. He's just not. He is definitely a better third-string quarterback than Sudfeld. Sudfeld shouldn't even be playing this game, shouldn't even be on the roster. But Jake Fromm, I hope he gets to play. Obviously, he will, I would assume. Wonder how much he's going to play. This is what I would do. Now, if we do play starters, I'm still not playing Jared Goff. I'm not playing Jared Goff regardless if we're playing starters or not. I'm not going to play Sudfeld either. This is what I do. I'd play Hooker 2 quarters, Fromm 2 quarters. That's what you would get for me, okay? So Hooker, if he does well the 2 quarters, then you don't bring another veteran quarterback this week. If he does not play well throughout the 2 quarters, you bring in a veteran quarterback like Ryan Tannehill. Now, Jake Fromm, if he plays well, then he's your new third-string quarterback. He's your practice squad emergency third-string quarterback. But if he doesn't play good, then you have him and Sudfeld compete next week for that third-string quarterback job, even though, again, Sudfeld shouldn't even be on the team. But out of that, it's a big game for the quarterbacks. We'll see how Jake Fromm transitions from the offense in 1 week and see how he plays. Hopefully Hooker is now healthy and he plays good as well. I thought he played solid last week, so let's see if he can continue that. Running backs, I'm not really concerned at all about that. We didn't have a great running game last week besides Sione Vaki, but I'm going to blame that more on the offensive line, not the running backs. Receivers, you see him on the thumbnail. Donavon Peoples-Jones. Will Donavon Peoples-Jones, my boy, step up and be wide receiver 4/wide receiver 5. As we have a wide receiver 1, 2, 3, St. Brown, J-Mo, and Raymond. But we don't have that 4th, 5th, 6th guy yet on the team or potentially on the depth chart. So we'll see how Donavon Peoples-Jones step up. In my opinion, Donavon Peoples-Jones is making the roster, no doubt about it, because Brad Holmes traded for him, so he clearly likes him, and he is that type of receiver that we need on that team, on our team. I just don't know if he can take that next step forward and be wide receiver 4 right now, even though I've always had his back and always liked him a lot. Darius Fountain. Can Darius Fountain step up? He was out there last week, did nothing. He had 1 target, Sudfeld overthrew him. Caden Davis, he had 1 reception last week, maybe 2. Didn't really do much. See how he does. He had a really good week this week in training camp. And I evidently heard some rumors coming out of Traquan Smith that he's been moving up the depth chart, which I don't understand whatsoever. He has done nothing through training camp, which I've seen, and he did nothing last week in training camp. Or in preseason, he barely even played from what I saw last week. So we'll see how that goes. For the offensive line, Mahogany, we'll get to see Mahogany's debut, see how he plays. I'd be shocked if he's out because he finally practiced this week, so I expect Mahogany to play. And I expect him to play well. Kingsley Ekukan, my guy, also was studying him a lot through the draft process. Liked him a lot. I have him making the team once again. You'll see my next 53-man roster prediction, unless if he does absolutely terrible this game, which I highly doubt it. So he'll probably be starting with the starting offensive line this game if we do not play our starters. And the tackle position, Connor Galvin was horrendous last week. No excuses. He was horrendous last week. However, can he take a step forward? Can he recover? Or will he even be starting at the tackle position? This is my question. We signed Jamarco Jones. Could he be starting over Sorsdahl? We'll see. The defensive line, you also see him on the thumbnail. Marcus Davenport, if we do play our starters, obviously Marcus Davenport will play. And I kind of have a thought that he will play. And I don't like that because he's the injury. I'm really scared that he's going to get hurt because we don't have depth. We don't have depth. This is why I've been asking for an edge rusher. Don't have to be an elite one, but just a guy who has production, who can teach the young guys to add depth to this team. Marcus Davenport can be that edge number 2. Problem is, he can't stay on the field. James Houston hasn't looked like his 2022 form yet. Now, they are moving him out of the Sam linebacker role, which is huge, so we'll see how he plays. And Matthew Betts, he's not done anything to training camp or preseason, also moving him out of the Sam linebacker role, so see how he plays as well. But my problem is we don't have depth. I think Isaac Uncle could show some potential. However, he's a UDFA, has never played an actual game in the NFL. So that's why I've been asking for an edge rusher purposely for depth. Is for these scenarios, if a edge rusher like Marcus Davenport was to go down, that way we'd have some depth instead of UDFAs playing for us. But if Marcus Davenport does play, we'll see how much he plays and see if he can do very well. We'll see about that. And the linebacker room is going to be very interesting. We signed a linebacker this week. I forget how to pronounce his name. Malik Jefferson played a nice game last week. We'll see if he can continue that. Ben Neiman, I thought, also had a nice game last week, so we'll see about that. Cornerback room is going to be very interesting with Mo Norris not on the team. We had 2 corners this week. We'll see how they do. Also see how Rakestraw and Arnold. Actually, they probably won't play this week because they got hurt during practice, but we'll see about that. Safety room, Brandon Joseph, probably going to make the team, but we'll see how he can play. And Jake Bates. This is a huge game for Jake Bates. But my question to you in the comments, not going to have a lot of time to respond, obviously, but will the Lions or should the Lions play their starters? And if they would to play their starters, would you not play some of the starters like Jared Goff? So leave your thoughts and comments down below. One Pride Go Lions. This is a huge game. By the way, the Chiefs will be playing their starters through the first half, so we're going to get murdered if we don't play our starters. So I'm not really caring if we want to lose this game. Obviously, it's preseason. Obviously, we want to win, but, it's preseason. So, one Pride Go Lions. Let's get this W, and let's see if Hooker can be that quarterback too.